Uvla Lotuk friends, and you are friends. Welcome back to Trekking the Future. As always, I'm Joshua Hadley. And so far on this podcast, he's been Lord Justin Belanzer of the Principality of Sealand.
Yes, I have been. I will continue to be. I'm a lord of that place. It's well documented. Um, and I'm here. I'm also here, as I
Yeah,
am every week.
for anyone confused, this isn't Trekking to Yuma, right? Or
This is
what's
not
happened
Trek
to
to
the Let's
Yuma.
Play?
That 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 is also on the channel though. Trek to Yomi. Yomi? Yeah, Trek to
Kill me.
Yomi.
I
That's the
gotta
one.
check it out still.
It's a good time.
Yeah. There's that in Garfield Cart on Gopher and Tech. So
There is.
today we're talking about
Yeah.
the Star Trek Strange New Worlds episode Rhapsody Space I'm sorry, Subspace
Subspace. Yeah,
Rhapsody. I got
subspace.
the
Yeah.
sorry, I was thinking about the movie Rhapsody Blues.
Subspace Rhapsody, the first musical episode, which, as you can see in the corner here, I got the IMDb page open, only has a 6.8 on IMDb. I assume most people aren't really big fans of shows having random musical episodes. I like it. I like when that happens,
Mhm.
and I enjoyed it here.
Yeah,
It's a
we'll
good
talk
time.
about that in a minute. So the premise of this podcast is
Yes.
we never seen Star Trek before doing this show, Trekking the Future here. So we're like, I mean, I'm becoming a Star Trek fanatic. Would you say so, Justin? That you
You
are?
know, I don't know if I'd go to fanatic just yet, but I am enjoying it. I definitely would say fan at the moment. Um, yeah, especially of Strange New World specifically, because that's the main thing we've been watching so far. But we will be going to other stuff, and we did watch the movie, the first, the motion
Yeah, the motion
picture.
picture.
So, yeah, I'm definitely into it, and I'm looking forward to the many other Star Trek related things we'll be watching, because there's a lot of them, a lot of Star Trek out there.
Yeah, especially Prodigy Ragnarok as you get a play for the season finale. Looking forward to that.
2 weeks from
And
now.
of course, it'll be exciting to follow the show as new episodes get released. We got news for
Yeah.
you guys later on
Yep.
this show we're watching, Star Trek: Strange New Worlds.
Yes.
A lot to look forward to. And let's get into the episode. Subspace Rhapsody. Yeah, I really enjoyed this episode. I like musicals. Well, how about you? Like,
Yeah, I used to not, but in recent years I've come around on them and I've become a big fan. I mean, one of my favorite movies last year was Wicked. So, but yeah, I thought it was great. I also checked because sometimes when they do this, it's like they dub in the voice act, the singing, but sometimes it's the actual actors. I checked with this one to make sure, and it was the actual actors doing all the
yeah,
singing, which is cool.
Christina Chong requested that they do this.
That's Lon, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Um, yeah. So it's all their actual voices, and there's some good singers on there, such as
absolutely.
her. Of course, fucking Spock. Spock's got to be good at
Yeah,
singing, you know. Uhura, a really good one. So yeah, a lot of great singing. The plot was basically like they ended up in a
they're
situation where like they had to communicate. They tried to communicate with somebody by playing a song that like caused a
well, this
thing.
entity or something that's like ripping a hole through space
Yeah.
fabric, and they're like, "How do we talk to this thing?" And Uhura suggests, or maybe she just tries singing, and like it works, but unfortunately, like
Yeah,
makes it so that everyone else starts singing throughout the galaxy.
yeah. It's basically anytime they get emotional, they have to break out into song uncontrollably, and you know it's always fun when they find ways to incorporate musical happenings into the actual story itself.
Absolutely, and
And we get a lot
um,
of while they're singing, they can't really control what they're singing. You know, like
yeah,
they can't control like they get emotional, they start singing, and then that forces them to let stuff out they otherwise wouldn't have let out. So there's a lot of characters coming to terms with stuff in this, and like getting things out that have been in, like with Lon and with Kirk
Kirk.
from their alternate universe escapades. She finally tells him about that. She wasn't even singing, but she's like, "All right, if I don't tell you now, it's gonna come out in song. So I'll tell you now."
Yeah, I did really enjoy that. What and just letting everyone know we're gonna talk about the album later on and discuss what was our favorite song. So
Yeah.
look forward to that.
Mm-hmm.
As in, I don't understand why this got a low score on IMDb, like 6, whatever. I remember watching another film with a friend. I forget which one, and it was rated 7 point something. He said, "Oh, that's low on IMDb."
Yeah,
Because yeah, I really enjoyed this, and
I mean, it's definitely
I
because
like.
like it's just not for everyone. You know, some people don't like. Some people really dislike musicals. I was kind of in that camp for a while, but again, like I said, I came around on it last few years. 'Cause, like the Magicians started, like they did a yearly musical episode in their series, which I loved, and I think there was one on like Arrow or one of the shows in that universe. I think had one, and I just started to enjoy them. And again, like I mentioned, Wicked, one of my favorite films of last year.
Every year after for in December, I need to watch White Christmas with Bing Cosby.
Mm. Mm.
That's my favorite musical. I I enjoyed a lot of them, and of course, being a fan of musicals, and the one I confused this one, Rhapsody. um, yeah, like I enjoyed this myself, and what I really liked about this episode, thinking about this show and Star Trek, is watching Renegade cut going back to him when he discussed how race in Star Trek, like the Klingons, are meant to be people
Yeah.
like us, like us in the real world. Like, oh, what, um, and one part I liked is they got a little bit of a musical segment and they did a rap song,
Yeah.
which I appreciated the different type of music there for a
Yeah.
second.
It's a good little bit there.
Unfortunately, yeah, unfortunately, and we'll go into this in the album section of this podcast later on. Uh, Rap, it seems to have a lot of violent songs and a lot of like oh, I'm gonna get you. And it's not quite what and I do appreciate like the different vibe we're getting from the Starfleet and then the Klingons and how they think differently. There's obviously different cultures, and yeah, they're not gonna like the same type of music. But it reminds me also thinking back of how popular that song "Let the Bodies Hit the Floor" when the Iraq War started back in 2003, and how much the soldiers like that. So you would think like, oh, for an army, yeah, they're gonna have something going like that, going off like that. We're gonna get you. It's like, I mean, it's true. um, but we'll go more into that on the album section. For
Yeah.
this episode, I really enjoyed it. I gave it an 8 out of 10 on IMDb. Yeah, I rather enjoyed it. Every song was good. Interesting, different opening there. Just like the past like gimmicky episode opening with the lower decks.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was the word? The when when those shows got together. I forget
Oh,
what the term was.
I'm blanking on it as well. Crossover.
Crossover. Yeah. Yeah. They had the animated opening, and this one they had some people doing the this theme. Not quite like the original series, how that is, but
Yeah.
definitely different. And I enjoyed that. Um,
It was pretty like simple episode when it comes to like the story, but it was basically what I was expecting and hoping for. You know, just fun episode with some good musical numbers, and a plot that makes it make sense within the universe.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And Strange New Worlds, it's a show like I watched a little bit of the original series, and that it reminds me a lot of shows like The Outer Limits or Sailor Moon, where it sort of seems like there's a monster of the week, like uh, type of plot
Yeah,
where
episodic.
it sort of shows up here, but like the show has the seasons and the entire show have a theme or
Yeah, it's
like a storyline,
they do like
a plot.
episodic. They do like the whole episodic thing, but they also have like an overarching plot on top of that.
Yeah, and I think that makes it interesting to follow.
Yeah.
But Strange New Worlds does great. And watching this with my homie Your Kitty on Gopher and Tuck's Discord server, we could
He's on there.
talk to him on there about it. Like he doesn't he doesn't always catch the show with me, but he enjoys it
Yeah.
when he sees it. It's not a show where you can't just be dropped in the middle of it and not enjoy yourself. Like
Yeah.
you can get what's going on, I think, or at least enjoy it enough
Yeah.
that
There's
yeah,
usually enough
it's
context there, and it got its like episodic approach. It's easy to drop in.
absolutely. Um, yeah, so I really enjoyed that. I don't know if Gopher's cutting out for me or
Am I cutting out?
no. It's just my internet.
Oh, okay.
It's doing something.
Talking about the dang internet, man.
And on internet, like thankfully I got the Starlink. Otherwise, like it'd be really, really choppy living up here in Kotzebue.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I really enjoyed the episode. I gave it an 8 out of 10 on IMDb. What did you score it?
I haven't been rating them on IMDb, but I probably would have given it like an 8.5 or so. I know they don't do
Yeah.
half points on IMDb, but I have like lists with movies. I have like lists of like each movie by year, or like every movie I've seen by year, and so like each year I have them ranked, and then the scores given, and I do like a decimal thing where it's like it could be like a 7.6 or 6.3, 8.2, whatever. So I gotta like round that to the nearest whole number when I rate them on IMDb, and then cut it in half for Letterboxd. I do out of 5. So yeah.
Well, we're doing some kind of ranking. Um, we'll talk about it off stream or maybe at the end in the
Yeah.
outro of how we're gonna do some sort of ranking for these shows, if season by seasons or whatever. But
Yeah.
we'll figure that out later. I think we gotta do some science. You know what I got? Cup
Yeah.
of water.
Got a cup of water here.
Got 1 cup of water.
Not to be confused with a
I
cup of hate is.
got a spoon, and I have some Dubby Tiger's Blood.
Look at that. Tiger's blood. We're gonna do
So
some
what I
dubby
have here
science.
is I have 12. Sorry, I'll point this down to you guys. I
Alright,
have
there you go.
12 ounces of water there. If the cup wasn't here, you can get a Krauts kit. I was watching some Let's Player do something, and they show them playing a controller, and has his NES controller right there.
Alright, the dubby has hit the water. It's in there.
Hit the water.
There
Look at that. Wow.
we go. Take a spoon, mix that up a little bit. There you go. Oh, look at that. That's science right there. That went from the
Making that
watercolor,
tricky.
which is no color, to nice and like a pinkish reddish kind of color. And then nice and mixed up. That's what you gotta do in science. You gotta mix things up nice, all nice like.
Yeah, absolutely.
There you go. And there it is.
Yeah.
There it is. That's the tiger's blood right there.
1% caffeine in a day.
That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. That's that. It's science, but it's very easy science, and that's all you get. You get a thing of W. You get 30 of that little scoop that Josh put in there that gives it a nice bunch of flavor and all the other stuff. 30 of those. You get 30 of those per thing, and you can get that for 10% off. You know how? That link up there, right there in the chat, or down there below if you're watching this on YouTube in the description. You click that link and it applies a promo code GopherTuck, which you can also apply yourself by going to w.gg, go to checkout, put in promo code GopherTuck, no spaces, and you get 10% off your W order.
Absolutely, and you can do science too.
You can do
Just
nice,
like they do on
nice,
Spock.
nice, easy science. You don't even necessarily need to stir it with a spoon. If you got like a bottle, like a water bottle, you can just shake it. Works that way too.
Shakers.
Yeah, they even have
They
shakers
got
on
new
there.
shakers made in Texas. They say it's
Hey,
stronger than the last one. We had criticisms before on their old shaker, so
yeah,
I'm looking forward to checking that out
yeah.
when I can
Stronger
get
one.
one.
See how it goes. Yeah, you can do side, you can stir, you can shake. You know, James Bond had that choice, so now you can
Yeah,
basically be James Bond, but with an energy drink.
absolutely.
There you
All right, I just had a Dubby. It's a great one of those gamer drinks, you know. But I'm
go.
ready for a game. How about you?
Yes. Now, what is that game?
We're playing Trek or not Trek. So can you
Okay,
explain this to the people?
so Trek or not Trek, right? The deal here is Josh over there. He hits me with 3 plots that are allegedly from Star Trek, whether it be a movie, episode of the show, whatever. I have to decide: is that actually from Star Trek, or is that not from Star Trek? Is it something he made up? Is it something he took from a different show? You know, who knows? Um,
Mm-hmm.
There's gonna be 3. I have to get 2 right to win. If I get 2 wrong, I lose. I started off on a big losing streak, but now I'm on a winning streak. I won all 3 last weeks, and last week I even had the first ever perfect score. I got all 3 right last week, so I'm doing good. I'm starting to get the hang of it. And
Yeah.
you know we'll see if we can keep that going. Now, what is my prize for winning, or my opposite of prize? I can't think of that word suddenly for losing.
So I see Twitch right now has a save on bundles of 5 or more for gifted subs. So
Twitch,
if
hello.
you win, you get 5 gifted subs. If you
Ooh,
lose, you get to go to a Cream Party meeting on
okay,
Discord.
there you go. Uh, so if I win, that's 5. I believe that will not only kill you as the bit boss, that'll also kill the next bit boss. And we'll be 2
Heck
bit
yeah.
bosses in the future. Look at that. All right, here we go.
All right. So first game, USS Enterprise receives a highly classified message from Starfleet intelligence. A Romulan science officer calling herself Tilara claims to possess a powerful piece of experimental Romulan technology, a subspace phase inverter, capable of cloaking ships and allowing them to fire while cloaked. She offers to defect and deliver the device in exchange for political asylum, but only to Captain James T. Kirk in person. Under strict security, Kirk, Spock, and McCoy travel via shuttle to a remote outpost near the Romulan neutral zone, where Tilara awaits, but Spock is skeptical from the start. Her knowledge seems suspiciously curated, her story too convenient. Despite warning signs, Starfleet urges Kirk to proceed. The potential intelligence windfall is too great to pass up. Meanwhile, aboard the Enterprise, Uhura intercepts encrypted Romulan chatter that suggests a trap. Sulu and Scotty try to unravel it before it's too late. Down on the planet, Tilara seduces Kirk under the pretense of trust and admiration for Federation Federation's ideas. She reveals to she reveals the um phase I'm sorry the phase inverter, a crystalline drive core with massive potential. Just as Kirk prepares to beam it aboard, they're ambushed by Romulan Tal Sevar operatives. I think I'm saying that right. Confirming Spock's suspicions. Tilara was bait, part of a propaganda mission to capture or disgrace a Federation captain. In a daring escape, Spock uses the core's unstable energy signature to generate a feedback pulse, allowing the team to flee. In the aftermath, Tilara turns on her handlers, appalled by their willingness to sacrifice her. Kirk offers her asylum for real this time, but she declines, choosing her exile over aligning with either empire.
Hmm. Let's see. It's tough. This. I'm leaning towards saying it is Star Trek, but
You gotta think about this.
yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of feeling iffy on this one. I'm gonna say not Trek.
You're right.
That's one. That's one right there.
That's one.
Was it completely
That's
made
one.
up? Was it from something else?
It's. I took the plot from Russia with Love.
I just brought up James Bond a little bit ago. Look at that.
Oh,
Bring it full circle.
circle. Okay. Second one. We got one right so far. The USS Cerritos is dispatched to the Gorbaner expanse, where tensions between two neighboring planets, Cerberus 4 and Derelict Prime. I had to think about which Roman numeral that was. And dangerously. Border skirmishes, hack comms, and inflammatory broadcasts have brought the two worlds to the brink of open war. Starfleet suspects outside interference, and the Cerritos is tasked with a low priority media assignment mission. When Ensign Bolomir accidentally stumbles upon a heavily encrypted broadcast frequency while trying to tune in to his favorite Adrian cooking channel, the lower decks uncover something far more dangerous: a galactic media Mongol named Riv Vox.
Riv Vox.
Vox, CEO of the Omni-Channel Galaxinet.
Hmm.
I think it's RYL. Like, it's not Riv, it's Rel. Rel. Who's convenient? I'll just call him Vox. Who's convenient?
You know?
News streams. Vox uses deepfake hello technology, selective facts, and subtle narrative cues to stir up range and mistrust, fabricating news that appears to be completely legitimate. His goal: to engineer a war that will drive massive viewership, exclusive coverage and rights, and secure contracts with weapons manufacturers in the Bay Quadrant. All from behind his dashboard, his flagship studio, the ISS Hard Truth. What a name for a news vehicle. And Captain Freeman's diplomatic attempts are constantly undermined by Vox's broadcasts. It's up to Mariner, Bolomir, Tendi, and Rutherford to infiltrate Vox's mobile production ship disguised as junior reporters. There they navigate Claphicus Q hellscape of ratings obsessed editors, clickbait AI, and dangerous narrative algorithms. Mariner exposes Vox live air broadcasting, hijacking his transmissions with an actual documentary about his manipulations, ironically boosting ratings even higher. When the Therbos and Delmark ambassadors see the truth, peace talks resume. In the final scene, Vox is not arrested, but rather offered a contract by Ferengi Broadcasting Union, proving that in media, there's always bigger sponsors.
Hmm. 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 So I said not Trek for the first one. Got that right. This one, I'm gonna keep that train going. Not Trek.
You're right.
Victory. I have a chance for two perfects in a row. But if I get number
Yeah.
3 right as well, it'll be perfect. Back-to-back weeks. I'm getting the hang of this. I am.
You my quivering pussy.
There's the quivering pussy. Hey, Muffin going. I don't think I know any of these other ones, but we got Muffin.
My quivering
Heck
pussy.
So, Radio Larian Deck killed you to become Bit Boss.
My
And
quivering
then
pussy.
when... No, actually, no, I think Zeno killed you to become Bit Boss. Then Wenley became Bit Boss.
My quivering pussy.
Oh,
Yes,
man.
yes.
Oh, wow.
Then Muffin... Wait, no, I don't know. I don't know what order they're
My
doing it here,
quivering
but
pussy!
Wenli is now the bit boss, and she lost half of her health.
And we have a hype train going for another
Oh,
4 minutes.
oh, look at that hype train, level 2 hype train now. Hell yeah!
So, hey, anyone else who wants to jump in, let's keep it going.
Keep it going,
So
keep it
here's the third one. I mean,
Yes.
you already won, but
Yeah,
let's finish
chance
it.
for perfection.
Yeah, let's do it. USS Voyager enters Ker- space, where time itself is unstable due to the actions of Kerman scientists named Anovix, who commands a powerful time weapon ship. Anovix's goal is to restore the Kerman Imperium to its former glory by erasing entire civilizations from history using temporal incursions. However, each charge to the However, each change to the timeline has unpredictable ripple effects, something helping, something hurting. When Voyager crosses paths with this unstable region, they're caught in the crossfire. The result: a catastrophic year-long war of attrition. Voyager is repeatedly attacked, suffers devastating losses, and endures massive structural damage. Crew members are killed, key systems are destroyed, and Captain Janeway must make increasingly desperate decisions to keep the ship together. Hey, no crying, dude. Meanwhile, Anovex's obsession with perfecting history deepens. He justifies genocidal actions with the belief that he's restoring what was lost, including his wife, whose existence was accidentally erased in one of his earliest time altering strikes. But the more he tries to fix the timeline, the more chaos he causes. Over time, Janeway leads her battled ship and loyal crew on a mission to stop the Kerman. In the climax of part 2, she sacrifices herself and Voyager in a final attack on Anovex's ship, creating a temporal feedback loop. As a result, the entire year of hell is erased from history, and the Voyager resumes its journey as if it never happened, though viewers are left with the emotional weight of what could have been.
So it's a two-parter in there. Okay, interesting. I was gonna say not Trek, just to keep the whole not Trek train going all the way through, but the two-parter aspect intrigues me, and it feels like something they would do. I'm gonna say Trek on that one.
Hey, you got that one right too.
Perfect game. Second week in a row. This is happening. I'm getting there. I'm finally.
Oh yeah,
I'm with the Trek or not Trek.
he did it. Perfect game. Your MLG Pro.
MLG Pro 4 in a row, two perfect games in a row, and Wenli 0927 is the bit boss.
Yeah, hell yeah. All right. We have some news for you guys from MSN.com. Star Trek Strange New Worlds to end with a shortened season 5. Season 5.
Yeah.
What?
Now, for those of you keeping track, season 3 is about to premiere, which means we still got a
Yeah.
whole season 4 as well before season 5.
Yeah, can you read this first part of this article for
Yeah,
us?
here we go. I'll continue reading there. Okay. Star Trek Strange New Worlds will be phased out with a fifth season. Paramount Plus announced the series has been renewed for a fifth season, which will consist of 6 episodes. The season, will also be the show's last. From the very beginning, Strange New Worlds set out to honor what Star Trek has always stood for: boundless curiosity, hope, and the belief that a better future is possible, said executive producer Akiva Goldsman, Henry Alonzo Myers, and Alex Kurtzman in a joint statement. We're deeply grateful to Paramount Plus for the chance to complete our 5-season mission just as we envisioned it. Important note there. Alongside our extraordinary cast and crew. And to the passionate fans who've boldly joined us on this journey, thank you. With 3 more spectacular seasons ahead for you to see and enjoy, this adventure is far from over.
Indeed, the announcement comes ahead of the show's third season premiere on Thursday, July 17th. Looking forward to that. So not only do fans have a new season this summer, but there's also a fourth season to come before the shortened fifth season final run. Previous seasons, including the upcoming third and fourth, have consisted of 10 episodes each. Season 4 is already in production, and Season 5 will begin production later this year. There's no premiere dates for the remaining seasons as of yet, but one can expect Strange New Worlds will likely not conclude until 2027 or 2028. Since the show is a prequel to the original series, fans have long expected Captain Pike and his crew to eventually catch up to the classic show's timeline. This will presumably now occur in season 5, given the creative team has been given enough notice as to when the project will conclude. Left to their own devices, really means is Paramount will let us. We'll keep going into the TOS era, Goldman told Collider,
Mhm.
and we know how. That's the hope.
Okay. The news comes amid Paramount Global engaging in cost cutting and announcing last August that it will reduce its US based workforce by 15%, given the industry's economic headwinds. After launching a new era of heavily serialized Star Trek shows with 2017 Star Trek Discovery and 2020 Star Trek Picard, the producing team led by Kurtzman decided to return to the more traditional and exploration based episodic storytelling of the 1966 original series with Strange New Worlds. This result has been the most watched Paramount Plus Trek TV series, and it was even nominated for Best Drama by the Critics' Choice Awards in 2023. But in February, the Paramount Plus Trek team suffered a flop with the release of its efforts to spin off Michelle Yeoh's Discovery character, Emperor Philippa Gorgio, into a streaming film titled Star Trek Section 31. The project received the worst critical and fan reviews of any Trek title, any ever, even a tad lower than 1989's notorious Star Trek V: The Final Frontier.
Paramount Plus has other series in the works. Starfleet Academy from the showrunner Douglas Landy, which follows a new young class of Starfleet cadets as they train to be officers. The show stars Holly Hunter as Starfleet captain who leads the academy. Starfleet Academy wrapped filming in February and is expected to debut later this year or early 2026. It's an incredibly optimistic show, an incredibly fun show. It's a very funny show, and it's a very emotional show. Kurtzman told the LA Times. I think these kids, in different ways, are going to represent a lot of kids. What a lot of kids are feeling now. Hmm. And as for Strange New Worlds season 3, Mount is joined on the bridge by Rebecca Ramajin, Ethan Peck, Jess Bush, Christina Chong, Sela Rose Goodling, Melissa Navia, Babs. Oh, see how Babs Oslin. Okay, I don't. Oslin Moken? No,
Olison
that
Moken?
can't be. No, maybe. And Martin Quinn. Guest stars this season include Rise Darby, Patton Oswalt, Cecilian O'Sullivan, Malene Stefano, and Carol Kane,
Mm,
who plays was it Petra or
Pelia.
Petra? Pelia, that's it. Who returns as the quirky Athenite Pelia. It's right there. Paul Wesley also returns as Captain James T. Kirk.
The third season will pick up from the cliffhanger of season 2, which we'll get to soon, as the crew of the USS Enterprise faces the violent alien race known as the Gorn. Paramount Plus is teasing a new villain and promises thrilling adventures of faith, duty, romance, comedy, and mystery with varying genres never before seen on any other Star Trek. One of which we know is a murder mystery, and I'm very excited for that. So, the show will be ending 5 seasons, but that was the plan. They mentioned it earlier. The plan was always five
Yeah.
seasons. It's a little weird that it's a shortened 5th season, so it's going to be like 6 episodes, I think it said. Yeah. But
Yeah.
still, we got this new season coming out soon, full season. Then we got another full season, and then we got 6 more episodes saying things on it. So it's
Oh yeah.
pretty good length for a show.
I'm looking forward to it. Can you share this thing I put in Discord really quick? We'll just spend a minute talking about
Okay,
it. We're doing this today. So unless you're here live, it's not gonna really help. Um,
I can probably do it this way.
it's hmm.
There we go. It's up there. Young
Yeah,
eco-socialists.
we're doing a meeting here in Kotzebue House 520A. And that'll be we'll do future meetings here. Although I would like to figure out some place public to do it. I was hoping the Alaska Technical Center, but they're still closed on Sundays. So we're gonna come here. I'll introduce everyone to the Green Party, what we're all about, and anyone who wants to join online could go to our website, alaska-greens.org, I believe. Let me double check that.
Double check that. Got Abe Lincoln down here on the thing here. with a quote,
Absolutely.
"America will never be destroyed from the outside. If we falter and lose our freedoms, it will be because we destroyed ourselves." Seems
Yeah,
very
absolutely.
fitting for the current political climate.
Yeah, so it's Alaska Dash Greens, not Alaskan. It's
Okay.
Alaska-greens.org. We have the link to the server there. And it's if you're not a Green Party member, they welcome anyone. Just follow the rules of Discord, and
Mm,
you'll be fine.
there
Otherwise,
you
getting kicked out.
go.
You can join us online, and if you're here, it's at my house. I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna always use this place as a venue. I don't think so, but we'll
Mm,
see. And
we'll see.
afterwards, we're watching Star Trek. So
Yeah,
I'm
there
gonna
you
watch
go.
the season finale tonight at this after this event. If you want to check out Star Trek with me,
Yeah, you could
here
go get hit with that big cliffhanger that we've been hearing about for a while now.
absolutely. We'll talk about more of that though later on. Yeah, I just wanted to plug that really quick.
There you
So
go.
let's go into. I might, if people want to, we can watch 2 episodes of Star Trek, and I am happy to rewatch
Yeah,
Subspace Rhapsody. And I
yeah.
wanted to talk to Justin about what our favorite song from the album was, or from this episode. They're all there.
Yeah. So, so I just watched the episode before this podcast. I don't know the names of the songs, but I know like who sang the songs and when they were happening. For me personally, my favorite it was the song that Lon sang by herself. I think it was a third number in
Oh
the
yeah,
thing.
that's my
It
favorite too.
had yeah,
I'm sorry.
it had very big like Disney animated musical kind of vibes about it, which I'm always a fan of. So that one would be my favorite, probably followed by Yuhara's song later on. I think the second to last of the episode. Um, yeah, those are the top two for me.
Yeah, so Christina's song is "How Would That Feel," and that was my favorite too. And
Mm,
Celia, who's Uhura, "Keep Us Connected," that was
mm,
that song, very good as well.
mm.
I liked Ethan Peck's "I'm the X." That was fun.
That was a good one. That's Ethan Peck being Spock,
Yeah, spot.
who is can sing. He can sing. He's good looking. Love that Spock.
Yeah, as we were talking about earlier, Christina Chong, who plays Leon, requested that they do a musical episode. Figures like
Hell
she
yeah.
ends up doing the best song as well.
Yeah. Well, let's see. I also, the final number was good. It was one of those big, get everybody involved songs, and it had the little rap portion from the
Oh yeah, the Klingon
from the
when
Klingons.
they
So
were rap,
fun little,
gonna take you out.
yeah, fun little extra bit there. This was some good numbers in this one.
I really also something I enjoyed was "Keeping Secrets" by Rebecca Rogen, who's #1 in this
Mm,
show. I thought that was very like it's a perfect song to listen to maybe for Pride Month if you I mean I felt like it was very apropos if
yeah.
that's the right word for anyone who feels like they need to come out and um maybe I'll advertise this next week or well, we're not I'll do the plug anyway because I'm just remembering that this Friday in Kotzebue we're doing our Pride event on the 20th. I believe. I would have to look at the time, but I could share this on social media or whatever,
Yeah.
or on Discord too if anyone's
Yeah.
interested. We're doing our Pride event at the Alaska Technical Center, the same place where we do chess club.
There you go.
This is figured I'd mention that since we're talking about Pride Month, and
Hell yeah.
there'll be a rally as well, but Brittany Sweeney will play. She said she'll play her old people Pride Month music. I think maybe I suggest this song. What do you think, Justin?
Could be a good one for the event.
Could be a good one for the event apps. Yeah, and let's see. I I thought private conversation was kind of fun, and that what goes into how the show has continued storyline, as I mentioned before. The other shows in the
Is that the one
news article,
with Pike and his significant other?
yeah, his
Yeah,
girlfriend.
yeah, where they're like just having a very loud sung private conversation in front of a whole bunch of other people, and they're like, "Oh crap, we're doing that right now."
Yeah, that's funny. It seemed well. There was Christina's song, Leon,
Yeah.
and Pikes, and they're both, people were seemed excited before that. They're all singing, and they're like, "Oh no, we're not just having our arguments. We're having, we're just saying, blurting out the truth or whatever to people." And
Good stuff.
yeah, you might not want to do that. Like, I mean, sometimes some things you gotta hold in, like maybe anger or something.
Mm.
Yeah, but we'll talk about maybe more of stuff like that um in a bit, or when we get philosophical.
Gotta get
Uh
philosophical.
yeah, great album, and I think I might listen to this at work.
Nice.
I don't know. You think you ever listen to any of these again?
I might. I might. You know, I tend to go back to songs from musicals every now and again.
I know.
Good ones here.
See, for something for the future, I was thinking maybe, well, not maybe. Perhaps we could listen to all the TV intros and rank those or something.
Interesting. Hmm. Interesting concept.
Yeah. Um. Anyway, though, great album. I'm definitely gonna listen to it again. It's on Spotify. It's on Apple.
I use Apple.
Um. I don't know if it's on vinyl though.
No. Yeah, we gotta start a petition to get it on vinyl.
There we go. Just like the Voyager has a vinyl. It was in that film, the motion picture. Anyway, though, talking about future events and the Green Party. One thing I wanted to start doing is maybe socializing with socialists, and I got that idea from the Young Eco Socialists. And one of the things that we can do get together is play chess, and
That's true.
they play chess in Star Trek.
They do play chess in Star Trek. Now I'm no 3D chess player myself. I can barely play regular chess, but I will be playing regular chess on June 19th. No, wait,
Yeah,
is it
we're
19th?
going
Yeah,
to
18th.
yeah
19th. Yes,
15th.
19th. Juneteenth is 19th. I always gotta remember it's not.
Pod no
I
more.
always mix up 19th and 17th for Juneteenth for some reason. But yes, 19th, Juneteenth. We will be doing the Pawn No More Freedom Blitz with Gopher. That's me, right here,
Him.
right here.
He's Gopher and Justin at the same time. I
Yes,
mean, it's
both
like
both
a
those things.
little bit like Superman.
Kind of a Jekyll and Hyde situation here. But yeah, we'll be doing that. Celebrate Juneteenth, celebrate Pride Month as well. You know,
Yep.
and
Pod no more. Pod no more. Pod no more. It's
Pawn No
the
More.
Freedom Blitz with Gopher. Yeah, we're gonna play Blitz 5 minute. You get 5 minutes to make all your moves, not 5 minutes to make one move. You have these chess games are at max gonna last. Well, actually, like without increment, they'll last 10 minutes. But every time you make a move, you get an extra 5 seconds.
There you go.
So they call that time format Blitz in
See,
chess.
I'm better at blitz than regular chess because my strategy is to just do whatever and hope that I can outlast them.
People do weird things, and I don't have a high Blitz rating. I'm 600. Like in Rapid, I'm 1200 right now. But like if someone does crazy moves, I could beat them, or if they make it complicated, I'm like, oh, am I good? Even though I'll lose the.
Yeah, there you go. That's my strategy.
And you defeated me in chess 960 in the last stream like a couple times.
Yeah, I get a couple wins every now and then. Not a lot, but I get a couple.
Yeah, and see, if you want to join the event, we will. I haven't made the room right now. I'll do it later today, but we will share the link in Gopher's Discord. I'll do it on both channels for Trekking the Future. There's a Trekking the Future channel if you want to talk about Star Trek with us there.
Yeah.
Would love to. There's the general channel where you can tag Muffin and say where you at, Muffin Man?
You could.
You do
You could
that.
do that. You could do that. Anyone could go to Discord right now. There's a link in the description if you're watching this on YouTube. It's right there. If you're on Twitch, you can click that link. You can go in there. Right. You can go in that channel. You could type at. See what is his name on here? Just Muffin. Just Muffin. Just type at Muffin space, and then you could just say whatever wacky thing you want to say to that guy because.
I'm gonna do it right now.
He's a wacky guy. He's gonna do something. He's gonna say it. You're gonna say something.
He just got a sub too.
He did. Yeah. He just got gifted a sub.
I'm gonna congratulate him.
The one and only Muffin 5, as he is on Twitch. There you go. A little clap for him, and clap for Wenley, our new bit boss.
Yeah.
Good job, Wenley. I have no clue who you are, but good job.
Good job. And hey, join us on the stream. It's gonna be the stream or join us in the game. We'll have the arena link in the Twitch stream as well in the chat. We can post it on there. It'll be this Thursday.
It's Thursday,
at
Juneteenth.
1 p.m. Alaska time. What time is it in the real world?
Actually, wait, it's just to make sure you're 3 hours, right? For you, it's almost 8 o'clock for you right now. Like 7:47. Okay, yeah. So it'll be 4 o'clock in Central Time. A new time for us for chess. Usually we do at 10 o'clock p.m. Central Time. We're doing it 4. Doing it earlier in the day this time. I might even be streaming earlier than that as well with like a different stream. I don't know, but that'll be done by 4 regardless. So could be a double dip of streaming for me that day. Who knows? We'll see. But yeah, 4 o'clock Central Time, 5 o'clock Eastern. Other time zones. And
what will the start date be?
something. It'll be a number.
I think we're still in the 4 digits right now, or 5. I can't remember.
It's some amount
but
of digits.
anyway, yeah. Check out the stream, and when you're in the Discord channel, when Gopher streams, everyone gets a notification. Not when a normal YouTube video is posted, but you do get pinged.
Yeah, in the schedule channel, it posts all our YouTube videos when they go up, but there's no notification for those because there's a lot of videos. We do 2 videos a day at minimum. But whenever we go live on Twitch, there's a little at everyone ping, so that's not happening quite as frequently as videos going up.
Yeah. Yep. And so yeah, you can get your Gopher and Tuck updates by joining Discord.
Yeah.
Check them out.
Link in the description if you're watching on YouTube.
And I'm really excited for everyone that's gonna join our Discord. I get so excited sometimes I just like grab people and shake them.
It's true. I can attest to that. Especially if he sees someone he believes to be Teddy Long.
Absolutely. Yeah, going back to this episode, Subspace Rhapsody, and the difficulty of, oh no, we're just singing on our emotions and how that could be bad.
Could be.
We did say one song was about opening up. I have the name list here. It's Keeping Secrets, though. There's that issue of in the show where Leon can't just say, "Oh, I went to the past and I changed time." I mean, there's an issue, and right now I'm going through the Daily Stoics Leadership Challenge. I'm in week 3, and we get these reading assignments, these books, and that going doing all these books is a reason that unfortunately I just haven't had time to do the book club. That's almost done too. I believe no, I can't even remember which book we're on. Like if it's Cyber Song or
Mm,
whatever.
yeah.
Uh, and been busy too with so many things going on. Unfortunately, I haven't been keeping up with that. But anyway, I've been reading. I was assigned to read for this week, which is the previous week. I'm starting a new book today. I'll look at whatever it is and get it on Kindle. But I was reading Seneca's on anger, his letters, and he talks about you know emotions and the usefulness of things like anger. That's something I've been trying to work on. You know, it's not just anger, even getting excited, like even if you're all hyped up, maybe maybe control yourself. I don't know. How do you feel about that, Gopher?
I think it depends on the context. What you're doing, where you're at, who you're with. There are places and times where letting it out works, and then there are places and times where letting it out is very discouraged, and maybe you don't. So it really just depends on the situation. It's a situational thing.
Absolutely. And I mean, even with lovers, maybe there's some places you shouldn't be making out or whatever. But I mean, it's not always violent, but you know, there is.
Don't
I
make out with
I
your
know.
lover in a Taco Bell restroom. Okay,
Don't do it. No.
both for the people in the restroom's sake and also for your own sake.
Yeah.
It is not going to smell good.
Absolutely. Or even the protests today. Like we don't want anyone to get violent or anything. So what is going on right now is awful, but you shouldn't resort to violence just only to defend yourself. All right. Okay, Justin. All right. I don't want you to be like like Lance Archer in AEW where he just attacked the job dude before the match even starts. Okay.
Okay, I won't attack any job dudes before the match starts. Yet.
uh, Reminds me, didn't I do that to you when we played WWE one time where I attacked you like before the match with Dusty Rhodes?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I believe so.
That was funny. Anyway, though, yeah, and even going back to the show, Spock in his song "I'm the X" is considering like, oh, is it like him go? He's going to. He said in the song like he's going against his own philosophy. Um, take like the fact that I'm not quite sure that he's gonna be dumped or something by Nurse Chapel. That if that event's gonna happen, that he's emotionally damaged or something by that. Like it goes against his philosophy that happens, and I believe that does go into stoicism. Um, you know, I believe Seneca talks about this guy who was a king or something somewhere. I don't even know if it was even that level of authority where his city gets ransacked and the invaders go to him and he says, "Oh, everything like they're wondering like, oh, why is he so cheery?" And he says, "Everything I own is right here, like having nothing." Is like, and they're like, and Seneca makes the point like it makes you wonder if he even conquered that person. Um, it is interesting to think about, but you know, I for I guess in the real world is something tough to deal with. Like like a breakup.
Yeah.
Like for myself, I was thinking about the motion picture and thinking of when Spock comes back, and he does eventually get fully on it in his emotion. He becomes fully Vulcan. I would say almost. There's instances where he emotes, and it's a big deal. Uh, not to do any spoilers for a 19 from a show from the 1960s. But I was remembering the motion picture when Spock's back, and everyone's like, "Yeah, it's Spock," and they're being on the bridge, and the first time Spock and Nurse Chapel run into each other, and how cold Spock is to Nurse Chapel, and how sad I was for Chapel and being how sad she was too.
Mm.
Like, you gonna say anything back to me or what?
Mm. Mm.
But that's interesting. Your kitty made the point that it was interesting how lore friendly Star Trek is while we're watching Lower Decks, and absolutely I feel this way, especially considering that. Uh, anyway, I know y'all always get angry at Birder Smurf, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna do the thing. Then you hold back, right?
uh, you know, there's some holding back sometimes. Kind of difficult with that guy, but sometimes there's holding back.
Yeah, yeah. Otherwise, like, you'll make CB Punk mad, right?
Sometimes you gotta hold back. Sometimes you gotta go full Gargamel. It depends.
Absolutely. Anyway, so next week we have the season finale of Star Trek: Strange New World season 2 that we're
Yes.
going through.
Not the season finale of Trekking the Future. That will be the
Yeah,
following week.
not this show.
But we will be watching the finale of Strange New Worlds and talking about it next week.
Let's see. It is. Let's see. Hege,
Let's get the
hegemony.
hegemony. Looks like it. See, when the Enterprise investigates an attack on a colony at the edge of Federation space, Captain Pike and the crew face the return of a formidable enemy, which will lead to a cliffhanger ending, apparently, as we've been warned of several times over the last few weeks. So there you go, hegemony. Those guys knew.
Oh, I have it spelled a bit differently than hegemony. They have it the way Merriam-Webster lists the word, but Oxford has it hegemony. No, hegemony. Yeah.
Huh. Well, either way, there it
Leadership.
is.
Yep, leadership or dominance, especially by one country or social group over others. Oh, your favorite.
My favorite.
Announce the empire.
So we'll be watching that.
And you can check it out with you can check it out with me here at the Yes meeting
Yeah,
today.
you do that later
If
today.
you're watching this live, if you're on YouTube, check out Discord and our websites, alaska-greens.org, and see updates. But if people are interested enough in watching the show here as a watch party, then I'm open to doing more events.
Yeah, no. And here on Gopher and Tuck, we have Gopher and Tuck based activities. Trek and Yomi, Trek to Yomi, that's happening right now. Fogs, that's happening right now. We just filmed the High on Life DLC titled High on Knife. We filmed that. I'll be doing the Lives of P DLC soon. Brandon will be playing Indiana Jones and the Great Circle soon. And fun little thing for people who have wanted to see the series get finished. Back in 2021, I started Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, and there was a certain glitch preventing me from continuing the game. But now, I may be returning to that right from where we left off, but on the Nintendo Switch version. So
Yeah. So join Gopher's Discord and get all the updates on this show, what's going on, what else is being uploaded on his channel, and all that's going on Twitch, including this show as well. So
let's show
guys,
the chess stream.
yep, and thanks for joining us. Live long and prosper, and have a good rest of your week.
See you.